Hello everybody. Welcome to the multi-channel webinar. So this webinar covers the multiple ways in which Zoho CRM lets you engage with your customers. I am Subiksha and I will be hosting today's presentation. We also have Arul here, who is our senior pre-sales engineer. He'll be taking care of the demo for today's webinar. Before we start, let's take care of a few basic things. If you do have any questions while the webinar is in session, feel free to type them out in the questions option on the GoToWebinar toolbar that appears on your screen. Because we have a dedicated support team online that is going to assist with answering all your questions. I'm recording this webinar currently, and I will send out a link to this recorded webinar along with any other links which I mentioned in the presentation. And finally, you will see some features that are not currently available in your current edition of CRM. So this is mainly because certain features are available only in the higher editions than what you might have subscribed for. If you do not see features that you would like to incorporate with your CRM account, please let us know and we can set you up with a representative from the sales team to help determine which edition is the perfect fit for you. So this is the agenda for today's webinar. The first one would be why multi-channel communication. Here I will talk about why you need to communicate with your customers through multiple channels and how Zoho CRM helps you do that. The second one would be overview of features. So this is just a run through of all the features in Zoho CRM which will help you manage customer touchpoints with ease. And finally, we have a live demo coming up. In this age, tracking customer interactions is becoming complex for sales reps day by day. So this is mainly because interactions are not just limited to calls or emails anymore. Customers reach out to companies through various channels, like they might send you an email, give you a phone call, ping you on chat, or even post on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. Since these interactions are scattered around in different channels, staying updated with it becomes a very difficult task. So it is absolutely necessary for the company to have a proper system in place to track and maintain all customer interactions in real time. So the result of which would enable you to have conversations with better context and in turn close more deals easily. You can also be more productive and save time instead of juggling between different channels to check for notifications. In this webinar, we will be focusing on how Zoho CRM can help you manage those multi-channel interactions and how our sales signals feature helps you stay on top of all those interactions with real-time notifications. So we will talk about live chat, telephone, email, in person, and social. In order to understand how each feature works, let us first take a look into the customer journey. Like in this case, I'm considering a lead called John Smith. So let's say John Smith lands up on your website and then he has a choice. He can either submit a request through a web form or he can use the live chat feature to ask about the product. Assuming you got him on the live chat, it's safe to say that your interaction doesn't stop with one conversation alone. You may need to follow up with the customer further in order to close the deal. But this is not possible if your CRM and live chat are independent apps. So you will find it very difficult to keep track of all conversations you've had with John and maybe any other lead. This is exactly where our live chat feature integration comes into play. You can keep track of the website visitors invisibly using this feature or ping them to offer help. It will add John Smith automatically to Zoho CRM without any manual efforts and assign them to your sales rep. It's not just that. You can keep track of the number of visits John made to your website. like the pages you visited, and even the time spent on each page. So, this will help you prioritize the follow up based on the information gathered. Engaging with your website visitors and offering them help or insights at the right time definitely increases your chances of converting them into customers. So now that John Smith is added to your CRM, the next step would be following up with him. This may be through either phone calls or emails or even both. If your CRM is not connected with your telephony system, calling your customers becomes a pain. Like you have to look up contacts in your phone and then dial them up. So even if there is an incoming call from John, it might not go as well as you wanted because you will not be prepared with the data of previous interactions with him. But with telephony integration in Zoho CRM, you have all the needed data at hand to have a meaningful conversation. Like it would be very nice if you could greet your potential customers by name or view their past interactions and discuss contextually. You save your time as well as your customers. Once you do the interaction, you can now make and receive calls right from your CRM itself with single click dialing and automatic log calls. Aside from this, you can schedule calls and set reminder for calls and then carry on with your work. You will get a reminder when the call is due. Zoho CRM offers you a variety of call management providers such as Twilio, RingCentral, Nolarity, Promero, Cloud Call, and more to integrate with. Let's now consider the case of following up our lead, John Smith, by email. If your email is not synced with your CRM, you will have no background information whatsoever about your lead, and in turn, you'll find it difficult to personalize an appropriate response based on their preferences. But when you do integrate your email with your CRM, and since we have already recorded John's website visits and phone call details, you would have a wealth of information based on which you can then formulate a personalized response to him. You can have a look at the website pages he visited, or scan through past notes and draft an email with better context. We have a separate webinar coming up on email, which is being conducted by my colleague Vaishali. So I will be sending out an email later, which will include registration links for all other upcoming webinars. And once you are done following up John Smith through emails and phone calls, the next step would naturally be meeting him in person to close the deal. So when you are traveling to do so, or even after you are done with the meeting, you might take a lot of notes or scribble down specifications on the go. So this information should later be manually fed into your CRM, which takes a chunk of your time. But with Zoho CRM's mobile app, you can directly update information on the go, even when there is no internet connectivity. Not only that, you can also look out for other customers nearby whom you can pay a visit. Now let's take a look at the social tab inside Zoho CRM. Before getting into the details, here are some facts and statistics which are going to be useful for you. They illustrate the importance of having a brand identity on social media. So these stats are from different online sources like American Express, Marketing Text Blog, B2B Lead Generation Report, and others. So Business 2 community says that 57% of customers are influenced to think more highly of business or products after seeing positive comments or praise online. Research also says that 46% of social media users are influenced by peer reviews. That is, how popular your brand is on social media networks makes a big difference to what your customers or prospective customers think about you. So, the best way to get people talking about you is by actively engaging with your customers on social media. This develops better relationship and credibility, which in turn leads to customer loyalty and eventually better sales through word of mouth on the same media. Salespeople who use social media as part of their sales technique manage to outsell 78% of their peers. But another not so impressive statistic says that only 30% of queries from customers on Facebook are responded to. Twitter comes in even lower at 23%. Now, this is something that needs to be addressed when you're looking to close more deals. Let's say that after your multiple phone and email follow ups, John Smith has finally become a customer and he starts using your product. As he does that, he would naturally have certain concerns or maybe some feedback to share, which he would then dole out on various social media channels such as Twitter, Facebook, Google, and so on. So, screening every social media channel for comments about your products and noting them down would reduce you to merely a data entry person. Moreover, staying updated all the time with all customer interactions on social media is an impossible task. But you can make life easier by integrating your social media accounts with Zoho CRM. Once you do that, you can easily view all social media interactions right from within the social tab in Zoho CRM. You can save more time by not switching tabs, and you can also like or reply to posts from CRM itself. The social tab in Zoho CRM integrates with Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus as of now. We have already seen all the channels through which customers can contact you. But with the Sales Signals feature, you get to unify all these notifications in a single place. It is nothing but real time notifications coming into your account when a customer engages with your organization through any one of the communication methods which we have been discussing so far. Like maybe a customer has just opened an email that you sent a week ago or has filled out a customer satisfaction survey. Sales Signals will notify you immediately. But this is user specific, which means each user in your CRM account can set up their own sales signals and be notified when their customers are contacting them. However, this is available only in the professional and higher editions. Knowing when and how a customer interacts with your brand gives you an edge as you can make real time responses striking when the iron is hot. Also, keeping track of all customer activities in an organized timeline not only makes following up easier, but it also ensures timely communication. So we will now be moving on to the demo, which Arul will be taking care of.
Thank you, Subiksha. Hi, everyone. This is Arul from the Zoho pre-sales team. I will be walking you through a demo of what was discussed on the slides today. So what we're looking at is we're looking at the different forms of communications that you can have with your customers and how all these different channels through which you communicate with your customers can be brought into one single interface within Zoho CRM. Now, what is the real problem today? With for salespeople. The real issue that salespeople have is they have a CRM and they have different modes of connecting with customers. They can call them, they can email them, they can meet them in person, they can interact with them on social media. But all these are in different planes altogether. They're using different tools to communicate with the customers. You have a telephonic provider through which you call. You have an email service provider with which you send your emails. Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, they're all in different places and your communications are all scattered everywhere. Now, how do you bring everything into Zoho CRM? Because that's when, as a salesperson, you can look at all the different modes of communication that you've had with a specific lead or contact, which will help you during your sales process. Now, it would be very nice if you open a lead record or a contact record and look at all the previous communications that you've had with that specific individual so that your next follow-up can be planned accordingly. You know what to speak to your customers or even your prospective customers. Now we're going to look at each topic today, and we're going to look at how some of the different tools, different ways of communication integrates with Zoho CRM. Again, we have different tools. For live chat, we have a tool that's called Zoho Sales IQ, which integrates with Zoho CRM. So apart from being able to track your website visitors, you can also chat with them and make sure that the chat conversation, the number of times somebody has visited your website, all that information is captured right within Zoho CRM under a specific record. Now let's just assume the real-time scenario that Subiksha was talking about. Let's assume you have a prospective customer come onto your website. Now there are two ways he or she can communicate with you if they land on your website. Number one, they can either call you, they can email you, they can also live chat with you, and also fill out a form if you have embedded a web to lead form on your website. So let's just assume they do go to your website and they do try to chat with you. So if they go to the website, we do have a tool that's called Zoho Sales IQ that you're looking at here. And I'm going to have one of my colleague, Subiksha, my colleague here, go to the website, and you would see that she pops up on this screen saying that I have a new visitor who's come up. So you can see she's come up as a new visitor. So either she can go ahead and start a live chat, or I can actually proactively chat with her as a sales rep. Now this is also going to be tracked within Zoho CRM. So if you are logged into Zoho CRM, on the bottom right hand corner you can see the visitor who's online, and since she's already visited me a couple of times before and I've captured her email address and her name, it shows you which visitor is actually visiting your website as well within the CRM. Now she is actually trying to start a chat with me, so I'm going to accept the chat, and I can do all my chat right here. I can say, "Hi Subiksha, how are you doing today?" And she can respond to that particular chat, and I can complete my chat conversation here. If she has an issue, or if she's looking for a specific product or the pricing of a specific product, I can do all the communication right here. And what's more important is this information is going to be tracked right within Zoho CRM. So you can see on the right hand side, you've got the CRM info. You see who the owner is, and if you want to even create a follow-up task, you can create a follow-up task. Or if you want to open that specific record in the CRM, just click on the CRM info. It opens up that specific contact record within the CRM. And if you look at all the information, you'll be able to see how many times somebody has visited, what chat conversations you've had. All that information is going to be right within that specific contact record. And apart from that, you will also have a visits module where all your visits will be tracked right under this visits module. So if you open a specific visit, you'll be able to see which country they visited from, which pages they visited on your website. So all that information is going to be captured. And if you have a chat conversation, that chat conversation will also be added as an attachment as a PDF file. So whenever you're within a specific lead record or a contact record, you'll be able to see the number of times somebody visited your website, how much time did they spend on your website, how long they visited a specific website, when was the first day that they visited. So all that information is going to be captured right under the lead record or the contact record, along with the chat conversations as well, which are going to be stored as attachments or under that specific record. So this way, all your sales reps, even when they're logged into Zoho CRM, will be able to see who the visitor is right within Zoho CRM, get notified every time somebody visits the website. And if it's a repeat lead, somebody who's already a lead or a contact who's visiting, their information will be available for you. So this will also help you to prioritize all your website visitors based on who's visiting. So that's one level of communication. Now let's just assume the person has had a live chat conversation and you want to follow up with that specific individual. Now comes the second mode of communication, which is telephonic communication. And let's go back to a lead. Now, as Subiksha showed in one of the slides, Zoho CRM now integrates with a number of soft phone systems and PBX systems. For PBX systems, we have integration with Avaya, Asterisk, and Elastics. And for soft phone systems, we integrate with tools like RingCentral, Ringio, Twilio, OzoneTel, Nolarity, Promero, etc. So if you are using one of those telephonic services, you will be able to integrate that with Zoho CRM so that all the you will be able to make and receive calls right from within Zoho CRM. And apart from that, you will also be able to automatically log those calls right within Zoho CRM. So let's just take a specific lead here or a contact in Zoho, and let's start a let's. I've connected my phone here, so you will actually be able to. I'll click on a specific phone number. For example, I have Steve Smith here. So I open that lead record. I'm going to make a call from within Zoho CRM, and I'm also immediately going to switch to my phone. So you will be able to see how I receive my phone call, and I can actually start speaking on the phone right from within Zoho CRM. So I'm going to make a call now. So I'm calling. So you see the pop up, and I'm going back to my phone here. So you can see that I'm receiving a call. I can accept the call and start speaking. And if I want to end the call from within the CRM, I choose to end the call, and you can create a follow-up task. The call will be automatically logged, but if you want to create a follow-up task, you can create a follow-up task or just close that particular call. And that call will be automatically logged under the closed activities. So you will be able to see the call as well right within that specific lead or contact record. Now let's just assume, now this is calling from within Zoho CRM. Let's just assume that another contact is actually calling me. So I'm going to have Subiksha call the number, my number, which is actually integrated with Zoho CRM. So you will see the pop-up right within Zoho CRM with, most importantly, with the lead or the contact name. So just she's just dialed the number. So just wait for a moment. So we should see that number right here pop up here. So we're just going waiting for her to call that number, and we should see the pop up with, yeah, you can see Brian Schilling is calling. So that number is associated to Brian Schilling, and you can see Brian is calling. So it makes it very easy for the sales team to identify if one of your existing leads or contacts is calling you. So as she was telling you during the slide presentation, it would be nice if you can pick up a call and directly address your leads or your contacts or your prospective customers or even your existing customers by their name. So you can attend or answer calls from here. You can answer the call and you can end the call, enter notes related to that specific call, and it will be logged against that specific contact. So when you open Brian's record here, you'll be able to see the closed activities. So you had an incoming call from Brian Schilling from a specific number. That call is also automatically logged. So this is how you can integrate your phone systems with Zoho that allows you to call right from within Zoho CRM and also receive calls right from within Zoho CRM. The calls will be automatically logged as well. And even if you're using the mobile app, if you're someone who's on the field, you're using the mobile app, open the mobile app, open a specific lead record or a contact record, click on the phone number and call. The call will be automatically logged as well. So it's going to be applicable for people who are on the field and using the mobile app as well. So the third way of communicating with your customers, so you've live chatted with them, you've also had telephonic conversations with them, and once you complete the call, you want to send them an email, consolidating whatever was discussed within that specific, during that specific call. So Zoho CRM allows you to integrate whatever email service you're currently using for sending out your emails. You can configure your email as either an IMAP or a POP3 so that every email that you send out and receive from your customers will be automatically associated to the respective leads or contacts within Zoho CRM. So you can either send emails from within Zoho CRM by clicking on the send mail option, or you can directly send from your current email service irrespective of what email service you're using. For example, you can see that I've integrated my Gmail account here, and I can start sending emails from within Zoho CRM. Using my Gmail account, the customers will receive the emails as if they're receiving it from my personal Gmail account. Or I can directly go to my Gmail account and initiate an email from there, and that email is also going to be pulled into Zoho CRM and associated to the respective records. Now, apart from this, we also have the sales inbox feature, where, as Subiksha told, we're going to have a detailed webinar on the sales inbox feature, where this is a feature that allows you to sort your emails and prioritize your emails based on from whom you're receiving the emails from. For example, you can see if you've received emails from one of your leads or your contacts, they're all going to fall under the leads or contacts. So you can see I can open a specific email that's come from one of my leads, and this is one of the emails that has come, and you can see all the info here, and you can see the conversations that you've had, all the email transactions that you've had. Their social conversations are also going to be available right within the sales inbox. And if you want to see a timeline of what's been happening with that specific lead or contact record, you can see when you received the previous email, when you replied to a specific email, and so on. So this is sales inbox. I'm just giving you an overview here, but we will look at this in detail in one of our future webinars. And even if you get an email from one of an unknown person, and you want them to you want to add them as a lead or a contact, you have the option to add them as a lead or a contact from the email that you received from them. So that feature is also there. So we will look into this in detail in our one of our previous future webinars. I'm sorry. So let's just go back to lead. So that's email communication. So let's assume that you're going to have, once you've sent out the email, the email could be an appointment confirmation email that you've sent to the lead, and you're going to meet them in person. Now comes the mobile app. So this is going to be the mobile app for Zoho CRM. And so if you're someone who's going to be on the field, so you can see your events for the day, all the meetings and appointments for the day on the dashboard, the home page. You can see all the tasks that you've completed for that specific day. And you can also see the other tasks that you got for the other days as well. So all that is going to be available in the mobile app. And if you're looking for leads, you can go to the leads module. You can see all the leads that are there. And you can search for a specific lead as well. You have the search option here. Or if you want to look at all the leads that are within a certain mile radius, you have the icon just below the plus symbol on the top right that allows you to search for all the leads on Google Maps that are close. So I'm in India now, so it's going to search for all the leads that are close to me. So it does not find any lead, so I don't have any leads right here, so that are close to me in the 10-mile radius. So I can increase it up to 100 miles and look at for all the leads or contacts that are within that specific section. So this is how you follow up, and you also have the other information like being able to look at contacts, accounts, all the deals as well. And apart from that, you can also look at your reports and dashboards right within the mobile app itself. So this again gives a pretty good insight for all the sales reps on where they stand, how many deals that they're expected to close, how many deals they've got in their pipeline, etc. Now the next topic will be the social media integration that you have. As Subiksha was talking about, there are 3 integrations that we have currently. We have integration with Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Again, as she was showing in the slides, this time the number of sales that you do over social media is increasing every day. So it would be nice if you could integrate your Zoho CRM or any CRM for that matter with your Facebook page or your Twitter account or your Google Plus account, and track all the interactions and bring in all the interactions and associate them to the respective leads or contacts within the CRM. The Zoho CRM has this social tab that does allow you to integrate your Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus accounts, and you will be able to post on all these 3 pages from one single place within the CRM. So you can actually create a post right from here. And for demo purposes, I've integrated a dummy Facebook account here. So if I start a conversation here, I will be able to enter a conversation here. So I say new offer coming up in a month, and I'm going to post this, and this will be posted on my Facebook page. And let's just see what happens now. Let's have Subiksha go ahead and like it. And you can see some people have already liked it, and if I want to add them as a new lead or a new contact, I will be able to add them as a new lead or a contact right from within Zoho CRM. Or even if I want to associate them to an existing record, I will be able to associate that conversation to an existing record as well. And you can see that Subiksha also has posted, since she's a lead or a contact, she's also posted earlier. And you can see that information right under the leads or the contact section. And if you want to like that specific comment, or even you want to comment back, you'll be able to comment right back right from within Zoho CRM. You don't have to go to your Facebook page or a Twitter page to do that. So that's how you track all that information. And most importantly, this information is also going to be tracked right within that specific lead. So if I open, for example, if I get into a contact record or a lead record, you will have social as a separate related list, and all the interactions that you had with that specific lead or contact is going to be available right under that specific record in the CRM. So let's just search for Subiksha and see. Yeah, so there she is. And if she had any conversations, you can actually see the conversation that she's had with me on social media. So this is how you'll be able to post ads or comments from within Zoho CRM, from one single place within the CRM on your social media pages, be it Facebook, Twitter, or even a Google Plus. And finally, we are going to look at the sales signals, which is more than communication. It's something that gives you a contextual view of what's happening across multiple platforms, be it not just Zoho CRM, but Zoho CRM has integrations with other tools like Zoho Desk, which is a help desk ticketing software. It has integration with Zoho Social, which is again integration with social platforms. It has integration with Zoho Survey, the email insights. Now, how many people open the emails, or how many emails bounce. It has integration with Zoho campaigns, etc. So based on what happens to a specific lead across various other tools that are integrated with Zoho CRM, you'll be able to see, get an insight, and also get notifications about what's happening to that specific lead record or contact record or customer record across multiple platforms. And you can see there's a notification here, the bell symbol with a red symbol there, and you see the notification. If you click on that, that's sales signals for you. So you can see Subiksha has actually liked the post. So I can click on that specific record, and I can see that specific contact. She's liked it. Similarly, you can see the email conversations that you've had with a specific lead or contact record. Apart from that, now if you get into the sales signals here, you can see the live chat conversations you've had with Subiksha, or the phone calls that you might have had with a contact, their Facebook interactions across multiple tools. So let's just open that specific record so you can see the number of tickets that she's sent. So you can view if she has sent a support ticket using to Zoho Desk. You can see the response right within Zoho CRM. You don't even have to go to Zoho support. You can do that right within Zoho CRM. It's not just with Zoho Desk or any other tool. Now, as she has mentioned, this is user specific. Each user can define when they need to get notified based on an action that takes place across multiple platforms. And for that, you need to get into the settings option that's available under setup or even under the sales signal. So this is where you go ahead and set up when you need to get notified about a specific action that's happening in another platform. So it's whenever you receive an incoming email, you can turn it on. Similarly, email insights, whenever an email is opened, when you send an email to a specific lead or a contact, or even mass emails, whenever email is clicked on or even bounced, whenever you have a missed call, for that you will have to set up the telephonic integration. Integrates with Zoho Survey. If some When you send a survey from Zoho Survey, if someone responds, you can get notified within Zoho CRM that somebody's responded. Zoho campaigns. If you send out email campaigns using Zoho campaigns and somebody opens those emails or clicks or the email bounces, you can get notified. Again, you can choose when you want to actually go ahead and get notified. And Sales IQ, whenever you have a mischat, you get a notification. Zoho Desk, whenever a new ticket is created or whenever a comment is added to a ticket, or when you get a new response for a ticket, or when a ticket is overdue. So similarly, whenever you post something on Facebook or you comment, somebody comments on Facebook or likes or even sends a direct message, you can get all these notifications. So all this put together, when you open a specific lead or contact record, all the information is going to be in one single place. Your social interactions, your email conversations, your chat conversations, your phone calls, everything is going to be available right within one single record. So that gives a lot of leverage for the sales team. So they'll be on top of what's happening with a specific lead or contact record, and that will help them follow up leads in a much better manner than what they're doing currently. So that's it with the demo for the multi-channel communications. So I'll pass it on to Subiksha, who will take you through the final session.
Thank you, Aru. So we have finally reached the end of our webinar session. So I'm repeating again, if you do have any questions with regard to what I just explained, please do not hesitate to contact us. And also, I'm recording this webinar and will be mailing you the link for future reference. Thank you for spending your time with us, and we hope you continue to have a great experience with Zoho CRM.